So how did you come back together musically?
How did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was physical proximity in large part. I mean, I will say that, there's sort of this fondness that's, part nostalgia and part just personal connection that the band has consistently shared. And there's actually a trip I took out to New York with my family, and we visited Sham. He was working in Manhattan then, and we saw each other, his four and my four, and hung out a bit, and that was really nice. And then shortly thereafter, he came out here and said they were thinking about relocating to California. So they actually moved to Davis, which is probably 45 minutes north of here. Um, I think around 2015. And so 2016-ish, we kind of actually settled into something of a writing pattern with each other. And I mean, like these things start, they're like with anybody, right? It's like, oh, I've got half a song, and, you want to paddle it forward a little bit, or, you've got a whole song, let's break it down and remake it, together, and those sorts of things. And then it was the song American Canyon, which the album is of the same title, where we really quite suddenly, like in one day, it felt like we sort of hit this vein of words and sound and energy that felt very authentic to us, and also very different than anything we'd previously done. And so that was sort of a galvanizing, let's rally around this one and bring up the level of everything else we have cooking, and then also write forward thematically kind of from there. And that's really what happened. So it probably took I bet it took a year and a half. We were in 2018, we did the bulk of the work on this album. Then we did a little bit more in 2020, which mostly ended up being vocals, which was good for COVID because I could just sing by myself. But yeah, 2018, 2020 were the strongest work periods on this record. But it came back together both organically and with discipline. I would say it was half and half. But there is something there where we have chemistry, where it's, he sees things differently, I see things differently. And then the pop song format is so small but deceptively simple, and you sort of come up with all these tricks to freight 4 minutes with a little bit more resonance, or a little bit more oblique information, or to try to get reactions out of the person who's listening. And so I think that's where he and I kind of shine, is that we each do really different things to achieve that same broad goal.